So if you guys want to feel free to stay there, come in a little bit. All right. Come on up. The bigger part, and that is Concha. She's the baby. All righty. All right, guys. So thank you so much for coming. We have a bunch of cool stuff planned for us today, and it's all about you. Luckily, there's five of us, three of you guys, right? Today we had more signed up, so you guys are gonna get more one-on-one attention and a little bit more of a detailed situation. Sound good to y'all?
Great, yes.
All right, excellent. So we asked you guys some questions and we got some feedback from that, and we're gonna definitely go through all of that and try to give you the most information possible. Okay. All right, but we're gonna get started. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do today is we have questions about why I can't do something, why something comes back. What do I need to do to prep for surgery? What do I need to do to keep my mobility, avoid injury, stay pain free, right? And what I want to do today is to start by with a reframe of not of just what do I need to do, but why is my body saying no? Why is my body not allowing me to do the things that I want to do, right? Why am I constantly tight? Why do I have this pain that keeps going away? Does that work for you guys? And so I'm not going to give you guys 10 random stretches and hope we hit a mark, right? What we're going to do today is we're going to talk through and work through different things to help you better understand what your specific root cause is. Because we're all different and we all have different reasons for why we feel something, the most important thing is to understand what is causing your specific problem, right? Does that work for you guys? Yeah? All right, there we go. All right, so let's start with this. Who feels tight somewhere in your body? Shoulders, hips, back, right? Now, out of those things, what does it limit for you? Does it limit getting off the floor, playing with your kids or grandkids, lifting weights, going to the gym, going on walks, getting up and down? I'm just throwing things out. But raise your hand if it limits something for you. Right. And then now, raise your hand if you tried stretching. Tried exercises randomly, like different exercises you got. Now, keep your hand up if it kept the problem away. Right. And the reason is, kind of, right?
Right, a little bit.
Like it puts it away, it comes back. Goes away, comes back.
Not keep it away.
Exactly. And right. And the reason is, it's because when we do these things, if my back hurts, right, instinctually, what are we gonna do? Stretch your back, right? If my hip hurts, like right in here, instinctually, what am I gonna do? Stretch my hip, stretch my shoulder, right? However, I want us to remember that pain is a signal, right? And it is not a problem. Does that make sense? Now, to take that a step further, what that means is this problem is likely coming from somewhere else in your body. So what we like to say is the area that hurts, point that pardon my spelling. I did not spell check myself before I did this. So, the point that hurts, or where is the victim, not the victim. Does that make sense? So, if my shoulder hurts, it might not be because my shoulder is the problem. It likely is due to something else somewhere along the line that's contributing to my shoulder. Do we agree to that? So, now, have you guys ever wondered if is this due to my age? Is this due to arthritis? Something I just have to live with, right? People said that to you. And I think that's fair, right? Like that's a fair thought process, especially when you've been doing these things that only address the symptom and not the problem. Does that make sense? Right? And so what we want to do today is to really figure out what the culprit is. Because for so long we've been attacking the victims, and now we want to attack the culprits. Work for you guys? All right. All right, and so what we're gonna do at the end, by the end of today, what we should be able to do is have a better idea of why we hurt and why we don't hurt. All right, sound good to you guys? Perfect. Okay, and so what we're gonna do at the end is we're gonna have a special offer for you guys to help you better understand what's going on and to give you further one-on-one care to help you better understand your specific root cause. Does that work? All right, cool. But for now, we're just gonna keep going and learn some stuff. Ready for it?
Yep.
Yep. We're gonna learn why our body's saying no. All right. So again, tightness is often the message, and it's not the problem. The areas that we have pain in, so when we think about why we would have the signal coming from somewhere else, right? We want to think about what could be contributing to that. And there's several different things that could be. It could be an injury, it could be an altered movement pattern due to an old injury, it could be so many different things. And what we want to do is we want to explore that. So, is it okay if I tell you? Yeah, is it okay if I tell you guys a story about a patient we had? Sorry, I'm really nervous.
We're all friends.
Just pretend you're talking to one person. It's fine.
So we had a patient come in. Listen, her name's Susie, for lack of better words. Anyway, and she had an old shoulder injury. And what happened was she was a volleyball server in like the 80s. High school, college, and then played regularly for years, right? She also was an avid kayaker. And what happened is during her volleyball career, she did so many serves. Wham, wham, right? And back then, they weren't training to prevent injury. They really weren't even lifting weights to get stronger because they were like, oh, well, you can't move if you're too muscle bound, right? That was the thing. Well, so anyway, over time, her shoulders started to do this, affect her neck. But she stretched. She went to the chiro sometimes, would get adjusted, went to massage therapy, found some exercises on YouTube, and it kept it at bay. She was able to function. It didn't hurt bad most of the time, and when it did, she did her normal stretches, quick adjustment, go about her business, go back to her life. Now, once she decided she didn't want to play volleyball anymore, because she'd done that for 40 years, so she was over it, she got into kayaking. Peaceful, whatever. She got into kayaking, and when you kayak, it's a lot of shoulder activity, right? And so you do this. One of the things that, and it brought her this like great feeling of freedom and independence, and like this like deep down desire to explore the world, right? And she loved that she could wake up at 5 in the morning, load up her kayak on top of her car. She had a sweet Subaru that she was really proud of. But load up her kayak on top of her car by herself with no help, and drive to wherever it is she wanted to drive to, kayak for the day, come home and take it down, get ready for work in the morning. One day, she noticed her shoulder was being funky. She did her normal stuff, shoulder was being okay. But when she went to go put her kayak on her car, her back went out. Her low back. And she's had some low back tightness in the past, but nothing like this before, right? Nothing where it was a shock or like a jaw, right? And she got scared, obviously, because this is going to take away the thing that gives her her freedom. And she says, well, that's not good. She manages to get it up, goes on her kayaking adventure for the day. About 10, 15 minutes in, she's like, man, my back is killing me today. She turns around and her shoulders feel okay, like nothing out of the ordinary, but every time she goes to pull, back this way, back, kills her. Every time she rotates, like does that motion, kills her. It's like stabbing. And she's real scared. So she gets home, she tries to load the kayak up. No bueno. She can't get it up onto the thing. Like every time she tries to brings her arms probably about here, back kicks on. Hips hurt. So she loads the kayak into the back of her Subaru that she was so proud of, and now she's bummed because now she's got all muddy kayak stuff in her car and she's got to go clean that out. That's beside the point. So she does what she normally does. She goes to a chiropractor, they adjust her back. She goes to a massage therapist, they massage her hips and her low back and her glutes. Seems right, you know? They get her thighs too. Okay? Then she's like, this helped. My hip flexors hurt. Maybe I should strengthen them. She starts strengthening her hip flexors. When she does, it kind of hurts her back. But she's like, you know what? It hurts so good. I'm going to push through. She keeps pushing through. She keeps trying these mobility things. But what seems to be happening is it'll feel okay, then it'll feel worse. Then it'll feel okay, and then it'll feel worse. And she starts to realize, maybe I used to kayak. Maybe I used to have this kind of freedom. Maybe I need to find a new hobby. Maybe I need to be a bird watcher. She's not something she really wants. That's the one. And she was frustrated. She was at her wit's end. She found this on Instagram. And we had a conversation. And the first thing I noticed, we had a conversation. She reluctantly came in for a discovery visit. Well, this is strong. She came in for a discovery visit. She was unsure of what we could help her with because she tried everything. She'd already been to the chiropractor. She's already been to physical therapy. She's already done the mobility. She's already done the stretching. She's already done these things. So she was curious but skeptical. And so when she walked in, the first thing I noticed was this. And when my shoulder goes up and forward, you see what happens to my spine. It rounds forward. And so we put her through an evaluation. And what we found was that every time she lifted her arms above her head, as if she was going to put her kayak on the top of her car, her back did this. Every time we had some PVC pipes, we did a fake kayaking while she was sitting. When she did that, it did one of those. Pulled. What we found was that she didn't have the ability to move her shoulder, which decreased her ability for her upper back to extend. And so she was stuck here, and every time she went to go do that, it pulled. It put pressure on her low back, it pulled on her hip flexors, and it caused her core stabilizers to shut down a little each time. So now her hip flexors started doing more. That and pulled on her back. So when she had her sharp pain, here, it was the storm that was brewing, and the lightning that struck. Because she had been using those hip flexors for so long to get her kayak on her car. And so what she realized in that moment was that she had never had an individualized, personalized assessment for what was causing her specific pain. After that, we worked together. Now she's living her best life kayaking. Actually, if you go on my website, there's a picture of her in a kayak with her dog. So we got her back to doing those things, experiencing her, right? And it was all because she did the hard work, all that stuff, right? Anyway, but it was because we found the root cause, right? We figured out that her old injury from 20 years ago that built up over 20, 30 years caused her new injury that took something away from her. So, yes, I picking up what I'm putting down with that. And so understanding why something's going on is what we're here to do. Okay? So, you guys ready to hear the common reasons why people might have these issues?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sure they all apply.
We all have different stuff. I'm sorry?
There's so many out there, you don't know which one it is, like, right? Oh, it's probably this, probably that. You don't really know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And you
Makes
don't.
sense now.
Yeah, and you don't know, which is why I can't. Like, I would love to be able to come here and just be like, all right, top 10 exercises, go do this. You can't. Right? Like, I'm really charge a lot of money for that. It's not real. Right? Just like our fingerprints are different for everybody, just like our irises and our retinas are different. Right? Our movement patterns are different. Our toes are different. Our bone structure. Right? Like, where we all are here for mobility issues, we all have a different root cause. We're going to talk about that right now. So, first one, stability. What does that mean? So, that means we don't have control of ourselves. There's different genetic things that would cause hypermobility, if you will. There's also different lifestyles that can cause it. But essentially, what it means is our body doesn't trust us to control us. So, if I am standing up, I can stand up this way with a balanced knee, or I can stand up this way with my knees locked out, right? And what happens, and then that's because my body doesn't trust my muscles to keep me in a balanced position. Or if you go to just make sure. Same thing twice. Okay. Then, so if you go from a sitting to a standing, I'm gonna pretend I'm sitting, right? And I go to stand, and my legs do that, I have instability. My body is looking for a place where it catches, so that, right, like I can't go past this, that's why my knee's there. I can't go past that, that's why my knee's there. Because it doesn't feel stable standing up with my feet in the right. Register?
Is like slouchy posture part of that too? Like you're not having the stability to like hold yourself upright? Is that stability?
Right. The way I think about stability is our body is using our ligaments, tendons, muscles, and other bones to stabilize. So it's the difference between like something standing here or leaning on my hand. And when you lean on your hand, it puts pressure as opposed to here. Our bodies, I like to think of it like this. So when you're walking on the sidewalk and you have the trees in the sidewalk and you have the wires on the sides, our muscles our muscles are the pulleys and tendons, or the pulleys that keep that, or the cables, I'm sorry, that keep that tree upright. And if we have two pulleys here that are one length and one pulley here that is another length, the tree is going to start to go that way, right, towards the shoulder. That is going to put stress right there on the points that are trying to pull it. Potentially some stress here where it's being compressed, and then potentially as this starts to go to allow that bend, right? It'll put some stress here. And so going back to that theory of the victim, not the culprit, if I was to say I have so much pain here, right? Let's call this our neck. I have so much pain in my neck. And all we do is address this. We're never going to solve the problem. And how do we fix that? And so we think disability, something is off balance, which is causing lean, which is then causing or lack of movement. It looks like you have a question. Okay.
I'm disagreeing with what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Getting all the right points. My experience for so many years.
Yeah.
I went to different doctors to see what was going on with my body, and one orthopedic doctor said, "Oh, you just need to." Another one say, "Oh, you have your spine is
Scoliosis.
scoliosis just by putting a book on my feet." He was a surgeon for sport medicine, and so he just gave me a sole insert for my. So the problem kept on going, and I was like, "What's going on?" For so many years. And probably 3 years ago, I went to see another orthopedic doctor here, and I started crying because actually she took the time to move my knees and to try to figure out what was going on instead of just saying lose weight or but still physical therapy. I went to her yoga, swimming. I've been doing kind of all the right things to get better, and I still go back to the same place over and over. And it didn't progress in my lower back, my middle back, over here and here. But I think all the time I get more stiff. And I'm tired to do things to get better. And I said, yeah, I gotta do all this the rest of my life. Focus stuff, get better. Medication, cortisone shots, and I said, I want to do that
Yeah.
the rest of my life.
No, it's frustrating. And I hear you. And like we hear that so much. Like, I mean, I can tell stories all day. I'm sure I know you can too. Of like people who had weight. I can think of one person in particular who we went through our whole eval and she started crying. She had it started with an upper back thing, then it went to it started with an ankle actually. Then went to an upper back, and then she had like a full back blow, like this thing, all of these things, to where she like couldn't walk. She was like a 6-mile walker a day, and she had the similar story of they took her to Kaiser, they took her to the hospital and they put her in this class and all of these things, and then nothing worked. And she started crying because she just wished she would have found the reason why sooner, or that somebody actually paid attention to her ankle when she was saying her back hurt. Yeah.
Now they give us the medication, not starting. So I have learned so many years.
Sorry. And it doesn't have to be. That's why individual approach is important. To actually understand why, how you move, and why you have those things. Okay, you guys ready for number 2? Any other questions on this? Number 2, compensation. So, what does this mean? This is, imagine, back to the ankle story, or the shoulder story, right? Who wrote the shoulder story? Shoulder, here, right? Once I do this, I don't, this person, the kayaker, she didn't have the ability, oh man. Oh well. She didn't have the ability to pull her shoulder back. Because of that, her upper back was rounded, which means she didn't have the ability to pull her upper back back. Because she couldn't pull her upper back back and she was rounded forward like this, every time she lifted her arm, it got stuck. And in order to do it, she did this. See how now we're stretching here? And if I'm pushing something heavy onto my roof rack, and imagine I'm by myself, so I'm not on the side of the car shoving it on there, I'm back, or she is here doing that, right? Pulling every single time. Every single time. She's compensating for her shoulder with her back and her hips, which happens in so many other places.
Absolutely.
And it leads to, go with the back pain example. She couldn't use her ankle. She had ankle surgery, never had rehab, never had physical therapy. Mind blowing. Anyway, broke her ankle. Now she couldn't walk. What she started doing was her ankle started going out like this because it felt better. Because every time she put it down, it put pressure on the outside, which is where she broke it. So she opened it up. What happens when you lift the inside of your foot, your big toe doesn't work as well. The thing about your big toe is when your foot walks, it's not just like a up and down, it's a S shape. And the last thing that pushes off of the ground is your big toe. As you push your big toe off the ground, it causes your glutes to engage. If your glutes are no longer able to engage because you've not been walking that way for years, every time you need to lift your leg back, instead of lifting here with my glutes, I'm lifting here with my back. And so 10, 15, 20 years of up and down stairs, of going on hikes with her husband, of she was a baby nurse, of picking up babies from the bassinet, even though they were only 1 pound, picking up the little babies, right? Sometimes you can't pick them up, so she's doing her job leaning over. What should be helping you are your glutes and your hamstrings, right? Stabilized, core stable here, and now I'm stable here because we're a hinge, right? However, she didn't have that ability. So she was here. And now everything that's stabilizing her is here. So then she stands up. Oh, right there. She goes, now she has to go run and grab a bottle. Stairs. Boom, we're here. Builds up over time, compensating for her foot. Sound good to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is my favorite one. Awareness. So I got $1 million word for you. Proprioception. Who knows that one? Proprioception.
Knowing where your body is in space.
Knowing where your body is in space. Yep. And so awareness, that's what we have for this.
Yes, makes sense.
So awareness, knowing where your body is in space. So how many people have tripped randomly? How many people, and you're like, how did I do that? How many people have done one of these? Bumped into the wall by accident? I can tell you one time I was at the after school program. I was like 12. I was probably like 11. It was fifth grade, fifth grade. And it was like a game night. It was the end of the year, like end of the school year. We're like, they cleared out all the tables and we're like in this like community room at the YMCA or whatever. And we're running around being goofy. And I don't know how I did this, but I was like, ha 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 ha, boom, into a pillar. Mind you, I've been going to this place every single school year. Honestly, I even went there in the summer. Like we had vacation school, like when school was out, like I went there. Summertime, they ran the camps. Like the bus picked us up and dropped us off there. Like I had been at this place for 3 to 5 days a week for my entire elementary school career. I knew that pillar was there. I do not understand how I walked into it. However, my awareness was on 0 that day. And what happens is we, as humans, sometimes can be distracted because life is in the way. We can sometimes be preoccupied. Well, I guess that's distracted. We can have things that we're born with, like hypermobility issues, genetic things that decrease our awareness. We could be detrained. So personal, my dad deals with depression and lays down a lot. He's dealing with a lot of these things, particularly stability and awareness, because he doesn't move. So it could be that you sit at a desk all day. It could be that you didn't have PE in school, right? It could be that, or you had PE and your teacher was like, here's some basketballs, a jump rope, and a puzzle. Take your pick, right? And you never learned how to move. There's so many different reasons. However, if we can't move or we don't understand how to move our body or how to control our body in space, we will then turn to stiffness to help control us because our bodies and our brains are smart. They want to keep us out of trouble. They just don't always know how. Okay? So something I think we can all relate to, or we've at least seen it. The clumsy kid, the clumsy guy, whatever it is. Oh, I'm just clumsy. Oh, I'm just shaky. My hand, I drop things. I'm weak. It might not be because you're weak. It might be you just don't know. And that's okay. Strength. Should we go with number 3? Okay. 4, strength. So, strength comes in different forms. We have emotional, mental, physical. And sometimes we don't have the strength. We have the ability. So we have enough stability. We have minimal compensation. I think we all have some level of compensation. It's about how we deal with it and how we grow from it, right? And how we control it and learn and practice and train. Say you have your awareness. You do know where you are in space, but you're weak. And not that you're not, like, you don't have to lift weights. I'm not saying that. But maybe you don't come from a place where you know it's okay to exercise. Maybe you were taught that, like, exercise isn't the best thing for you. You should just walk and ride your bike. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there, right? Like, you're not strong. Or you're like my dad, who lays in bed all day. Strength. So you have the ability to do the range of motion, right? But your body doesn't trust your ability to do it in a controlled way. So it limits you. right? It's not going to let you go all the way down here if it doesn't think it can get back up, right? So what's going to happen is as you get about here, which is about they call it the sticking point, your body goes, that ain't for us today. And that might pop in, oh, I think I'm too old for this, right? And we can say that about awareness, stability, right? Your knees start to go, oh, I think I'm too old for this. I think my arthritis is acting up. I don't think I can do this, right? And it's not that. It's that maybe we're not strong enough. Who's seen the videos of like the 80, 90-year-old women on the internet lifting weights, right? They get down. They can do a full squat. Why can't we? So learning how to be strong and control the position. Recovery. This is an interesting one. So we have different types of stress, right? We have mental stress, emotional stress, physical stress, and they all play a role in how we live, right? If our brains are overloaded from a stressful day, from a stressful workout, from a long drive, all of these things are going to make it harder for us to move. I know this happens to me. If you have a long day of work or stress or whatever it is, right? Have you ever noticed that it's harder to find the words you're looking for, or to hold on, like to wash dishes or hold on to something, or like your coffee cup might feel a little heavier. Like things just feel like, it's like a little bit more, right? That's not just with your thoughts. It's not just with the coffee cup, right? It's more. It's your body saying like, yo, go take a nap. We're done. We're checked out. And when you're not recovered, all of these other things go by the wayside. It's like your phone goes in low power mode, right? The texts don't come in as fast. Yeah, everybody's phone's been on low power mode. The little yellow thing comes up, right? And that's how we're gonna start to live. And who wants to be in low power mode, right? I had a teacher once in chiropractic school. He was like this big. He was a big old dude. He looked like a dinosaur. And he was in charge of the rehab clinic, but he couldn't adjust. Like he couldn't adjust anybody. He couldn't do any soft tissue stuff. And so he taught all of the machines and modalities, right? Like the lasers and the whatever it was, right? The things you didn't need to have dexterity for. And his hands were kind of like this. And he was all talk like this, Dr. Pavlicek. Oh, great dude. And after I got to know him, I found out he played in the NFL for like 10 years as an offensive lineman. And his neck injuries, whatever, all these things, and then his hand stopped working for him. And one day I asked him, it was like, somebody asked him, he was like, do you regret it? And he was like, regret what? And they were like, not being able to use your hands, and like you're a chiropractor, like, do you wish you can adjust people, do your hand, like whatever. He was like, well, I love teaching young folks because I feel like, I want to help. I enjoy my life. And then he's paused and he was like, I mean, if you're born with a Ferrari, you got to drive it. And I think that speaks to this recovery thing, right? It's like, I kind of forgot where I was going with that. But I guess the point is that you got to drive your Ferrari, right? And we're all born with one of those. And sometimes you got to get gas and an oil change, or else it won't run right and it'll break, right? And so we want to be able to drive our Ferraris for as long and for as fast as we can. Because at the end of the day, you got to drive it, right? All right, 2 more and then we're going to get to moving. Sound good to you guys? All right. All right, hypermobility. We've touched on this a lot. So hypermobility. How many have known somebody that's super bendy? that can always touch their toes. Hands can go behind their back, all of these things. Maybe, or you see someone, they do this with their arms and it goes like a little bit more out than normal. Call it cheerleader arms. But somehow they might always have pain or they might always be tight. Raise your hands if you've seen that before. Yeah. That's hypermobility. And what happens is we feel tight because we have such a big range of motion, our body wants to stop us. So maybe instead of stretching more, that might be the person that we need to also build strength in. We need to teach body awareness, right? We need to give them those things so that they know, oh, don't go that far. Now I'm good. And so their body doesn't need to hold on. Does that make sense? All right. Threat, the last one. All right, so through evolution, our entire body is made to keep us alive and not in trouble. Make sense? Or not in trouble, not in danger. And what that carries over not to just how we instinctually respond to things. We hear a loud noise, we do one of those. Somebody squirts water in our face, we blink, right? It doesn't just go into that, it goes into protecting ourselves. So if we have an old injury that may be unstable because we sprained our ankle and now it's wiggly, we sense a threat. Our body does not, in that case, want to put us in a position to be vulnerable. So it tightens up, it stabilizes, it squeezes. My shoulder doesn't move, right? Yeah, this is all I got with my shoulder. Okay, let's talk about it. First question, are you diabetic? Nope. Okay, great. Okay, what happened? Well, I dislocated it twice. I wrestled in high school and I dislocated it twice. Oh, okay. What happened after that? Oh, I quit wrestling because every time it would like pop out and pop in and it just hurt. Okay. Did you ever do physical therapy? No. Oh, okay. I can almost promise you, because the shoulder's not sitting, or her, whatever, the shoulder isn't sitting in space, right? It tensed up because it felt a threat to that shoulder. So, with that, who can see themselves in one of these 7 categories? Yeah.
The threat story just reminded me, I remember one time when I was younger, I twisted my ankle playing tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I put those shoes on, my ankle hurts. I have to throw out the shoes. So your body does remember the injury. And it just said, no, this shoe is no good, it's a threat. You can't have it.
Yep. Yeah. It's wild, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's, yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. It's like we are instinctually made to protect ourselves. It's wild. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody who feels the stability thing? Who feels that's part of them? Yeah. Compensation.
All of it except the hypermobility. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That's.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
The hypermobility. Uh huh.
I never knew what it meant.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have like double jointed fingers, like they can go like this.
Yep. Pull the finger back to.
There's people that can stretch and like bend over and touch their toes.
Mm-hmm.
In yoga. Go like, or like, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And I bet you if you ask them, I guarantee you something's tight on them. But yeah.
I do have a question about flexibility in general. Like, I've always had I've never had a lot of flexibility in my hips, like been through dancing, never had a huge extension or been able to like do splits very easily or anything like that. And is some of that just like the way my body is built and I'm just never gonna have like the same range of motion no matter how much stretching or strength building or whatever it is? Is some of that just that's my body?
I mean,
that might be a really big question.
It is a really big question.
I think that's a great question.
It is.
Because you see other people doing it
body
It
feel
might be a
different.
whole process to figure that out.
Yeah.
Well, that's why individualized assessments are important, right? And like understanding what your specific body needs is important. But kind of like what you said, it's like likely there's contributors from here. And again, we're all anatomically correct, right? Like I am never going to be 6'10". I'm never going to be 6 feet, right? 37. I don't keep growing. It's not going to happen. That is just my body, right? But well, I'm getting up there, but can I dunk a basketball? Potentially, yes, because I have. Took me a really long time and a lot of extra effort that I'm not going to do again. But yes. And I think that obviously I'm not LeBron James like, but I got up enough to, right? And so I don't know, I can't say yes, it's just your body and no, you can never do those things. Will it look like the world champion breakdancer, burlesque dancer? Probably not. Like, I don't know, right? But they've also been working at this one thing since they were here, right? And so can we get to the point where we feel excited about what we've learned and achieved? I do believe that's a yes. Once you understand where your limitations are, and then you can address those. So.
Yeah, calls and then believing you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So how you guys doing right now?
Good.
All right. You sure? All right. You guys ready to get up and move around?
Yes.
All right. Let's do it. Okay. So I will ask, do you guys mind taking your shoes off? And are you guys okay on time? We kind of started late.
I'm okay.
Yeah. You okay on time? All right, cool. So we're going to take our shoes off. We're going to stand up. If you need a chair or something to balance with, that's perfectly okay. We don't need anybody falling. But the first thing we're going to do is we want to figure out, we're going to try a couple of things. And we're not solving any problems. We're just going to see what happens to each person. The first thing we're going to do is a toe touch. Before we do that, what I want us to do when we touch our toes is take note of what you feel. Where does it feel tight? Where do you feel limited? Excuse me. Where do you stop? Like how far down do your hands go? Where do you feel the stretch? Is it in your legs? Is it in your back? Is it in your hips? Do you feel anything in your neck? We're just taking note. So when you're ready, we're going to go and we're going to all just bend down, straight legs, try to touch our toes and see how far we get and pay attention to what we feel. How far we get. Good. Good. And let's go ahead back up. Think about what you feel on your way back up, all those things. What'd you notice?
I mostly feel a stretch back here, like at the top of my calf and a little bit lower back.
So left calf, right back?
Well, on both sides.
Okay. And low back on both sides? Okay.
Lower back, and then to actually touch the ground, I had to bend my knees, and then I felt it.
Okay. Very good.
When I was down, I felt a little bit of my upper back, a little bit of tension.
Okay.
Just on the left.
No, just both sides.
Both sides.
A little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So what I want us to do now is I want us to take 5 deep breaths into our belly. And as you exhale, try to let the calming emotions come over you. Good. And when you're done, good. And we good? Good. When you're when you're no, that's all right. That's all right. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And frantic is not where you want to be. When you're ready, you can use a chair for balance, one of these guys. You're going to stand on one foot. But when you do, you want to try to get, you guys are cool with my bare feet, right?
Yep.
All right. You want to get under here, under your baby toe, and in the middle of your heel. You want that to be flat on the ground. So we want to try to not wobble. And you can balance with the chairs if you need. And when you're here, you're going to take 5 breaths. When you're done with that, switch feet. All right. Okay. Now, when you're ready, let's touch our toes again. Take note of what you feel, what you experience. Is it the same? Is it different? And then on your way up. Did anybody
I had less resistance.
less resistance?
But I had the same pain.
Yeah?
But I just went through it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't scared.
Yeah. So less resistance, less fear.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Same, different?
I didn't feel the tightness in
Uh-huh.
my upper. I just felt them
Mm.
not on my back as much.
Very good.
So in the same places, but just a little bit less.
Okay. So what we see, we just did the same intervention, right, with 3 different people, and we had 3 different results. Same thing, just decreased. You had better safety and more length, right? We didn't stretch your hamstrings, right? And then you had less back pain or upper back pain, right? We didn't touch your back. We didn't even do anything to it, right? But what we did was we made a change somehow, right? Whether it's awareness, threat, stability, right? We practice our balance, we practice our breathing, which helps to calm our nervous system. And so for you, that might be part of it. For you, that might be, and might not be for you, right? But that's again why we need customized, individualized assessments, right? To really understand who we are and what we're dealing with. Sound good? All right, ready for the next one? All right, so the next one, we're gonna do something very similar. What I want you to do is, and this is the key part, your arms are gonna go in front of you and up, and you wanna get your biceps, so these guys, to your ears, okay? And as you do it, I want you to pay attention to what you feel, what you notice, where you feel it, where you notice it. And you can do a few if that helps. Anybody feel tightness, stretchy, pinching, and do a couple, go down and up, just kind of feel it. Do one more and just think about what you notice. Do you feel tightness in your neck, in your back? Do you feel like you have to lean? Can your arms go all the way up? Good. What have you guys, yeah, what do y'all notice?
Neck.
Neck
Around the back.
tight,
Yeah, just pulse.
pulse. Okay.
Hard to keep it straight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anybody else? You're, oh.
Tension here, and I couldn't go like all the way.
Yep. Yeah, totally. Same.
So that right shoulder issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mostly like here and
Okay. Totally. So now, what I want us to do is we are going to take another 5 deep breaths. And as we do it, we want to expand our rib cage. So, and out. And really try to feel the stretch as you breathe. Good. Now what we're going to do, oh, when you're done, sorry. Jen? So now I want us to go shoulders up, squeeze them together, and down. And we're going to do 3 more of those. Up, back, down together, and down. 2 more. Up, back, together, squeeze, and down. 1 more. Up, back, squeeze, together, lower, and down. Good. Now, we're going to give ourselves a hug. Self-love is important. Tell everybody, tell yourself, you are special and I love you. Serious. You are special and I love you. There you go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to gently rotate from the upper back. So we're not going to go fast. And we want to lead with our shoulders so it's in our upper back. And we're kind of squeezing that as we rotate to our left. We're squeezing our left shoulder blade in. We rotate to the right. We're squeezing that right shoulder blade back. Just about 2 or 3. Good. Ooh. And when you're ready, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring our arms up. Same position. What do we notice? Do you have a bigger range of motion? Is there less pinching in your neck? Do you feel less pulling, less tightness?
A little bit less tight.
A little bit?
Yeah, a little bit less neck. Wasn't using my neck to lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, but much less pronounced.
On that side. All right. So talking about right shoulders and kayaks. Well, do you kayak? All right. Well, talking about shoulders, and actually now that I can see it, right? And so your shoulder has not curious. Touch your hamstrings again. Yeah. Thank you. Touch your hamstrings. Touch your toes. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Does it change?
Yeah, well, I was like this before.
So when we talk about different reasons for different people, where you two got to change from the balancing of the feet, right? She has to change from something different. Individualized approach. Yeah. Yeah. And so similar things, right? Much more relief. A little different where when we did the toe touch, you got more of the relief, right?
Yeah, with that, the yoga helped. When I was doing yoga,
Uh-huh.
I was able to bend more.
Yeah. And so things with that, but like it came back.
It has helped a little bit.
Right.
Some ways, things that I have done.
Yeah.
At the pain student.
Figuring out, and that's why we got to figure it out. We can't solve everything right now, but that's what our offer's for, actually. I'm going to throw it to you at the end. All right. Any questions with that one? All right. You got one more? You guys ready for that? Okay. So, last one. So, we can do this with a squat or we can do this with a chair. Totally up to you and your individual. The first thing I want you to do is you'll sit, and the lower the better. So let me grab this for you guys. And the reason why the lower the better is because it's going to give us more of a challenge. I'll show you first, and then I'll pass this if you need it. Anyway, so you're going to be here. What I want you guys to do is stand up, no hands, and I want to pay attention. Do you feel a leg go in? Do you feel pain anywhere? Do you feel like you have to lean forward to stand up? Do you feel like, oh, I can't do this without my hands, right? Let's try that. And if this needs to go higher, whatever floats the boat, that way, feel free. But we just want to give it a whirl. Sound good? And those chairs or this, all of it works. So, yeah. Good. Want to do one more? Just curious. Good. What'd you feel with that?
I have to really concentrate and keep my feet solid on the ground, but I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not a problem.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So you might not be a strength person.
Well, at least for that.
Anybody want to try a squat or a box? Or a chair?
With my hands.
Yeah, no hands.
I I know my problems with this. This is one of the biggest issues for me.
Oh,
Standing and
yeah.
I,
What do you
this
feel?
knee actually goes inside
Yep.
and you can see it.
Oh.
That's one of my problems. They don't want to do surgery and I don't want surgery either.
Yeah, I saw it. Yep. And I saw it when you stood up. Mm-hmm. Does your foot ever hurt?
Uh, I always say my knees, but I think a lot of my pain comes from here when I start moving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in pain that I gotta lay down, not move for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot be standing for long periods.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry. What do you feel? Oh, what do you feel with that? So your left
What do
knee,
you see?
or your right knee
Uh-huh.
collapsed in.
Comes this way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I do have always like wondered about the positioning of my knees, especially in dancing, where it's always like knees over toes, because I feel like my feet tend to splay out a little bit, but my knees tend to come in, and
Mhm.
I don't know if there's a way to fix that, if it's just like that's how my skeleton is, or
Oh no, that's
yeah.
that's definitely fixable. So when we have those knees coming in and that sort of stuff, right? Generally, that is I would say a stability issue is probably the biggest thing. Um, based on what you guys told me about yourselves. Hypermobility, awareness can all be part of it, but it's unstable. Something isn't stable there. Whereas like Janet, I really want to call you Quarters, but I'm not. Such a cool last name. um, but where Janet, like there was a little bit of, but what she said was, I really concentrated and I controlled it up, right? It's that between that strength and stability, right? And the awareness to be like, okay, I know it's coming. How do I block this, right? So what I would like one of you guys to try is, let me double check my notes, make sure I'm going to say this right. Oh yeah, okay, so what I would like you to try is when you go to stand up, bring your feet closer to the body. Try to get that tripod we talked about earlier with the here, and the heel. Lean forward a little bit so your weight shifts to your feet. Squeeze your glutes a bit and push the ground away.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess it's higher.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel stronger. My knee.
yeah. Does that change a little bit when you kind of prep, kind of push the feet
Did you
flat
put more
and
weight
push the ground
through
away?
Yeah.
the big toe or the little toe?
So to answer your
big
question,
toe.
Big
yes,
toe.
can be fixed.
Maybe you were avoiding that before.
Yeah.
When I brought my feet in, I don't know, maybe it's just from there, maybe I'm not at the right angle, but that was like one of my calves right here. And I can see it might be not the right
You
angle here.
want to try?
Try it.
Yeah.
I feel like more different muscles
Mm-hmm.
that I'm using for sure.
Yeah.
Now, feet.
Yeah. Feet. Oh. So this is where individual anatomy comes in. So everybody has a different hip angle, right? With that being said, there's like a general range we want to be in, right? We don't want to be all the way here. We don't want to be all the way here. You do want to be what's comfortable, but they say about 15 degrees. So about here is a normal thing. I'm a little pigeon toe. Like my toes naturally go in, so I try to stay more neutral than out. But it's finding
Yeah,
the comfy
but
spot.
just, yeah, and actually just like setting yourself and being stable before you try it makes a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Preparing.
Yep. And learning the awareness of how to do that. So it's not like, okay, I have to get up now. The doorbell is ringing. Okay, let me set my feet. Let me think about this. Pause, brace. okay, now I can answer the doorbell, right? Like we want to get to the point where it's like
Yeah.
that it's worked into our subconscious. Yeah. So with that, who felt like one of those things like kind of helped them understand a little bit, like a little bit more about themselves, but also a little bit more about like why maybe not that all of your efforts in the past. I actually don't even. I think the fact that everyone here has been putting in the work is a beautiful, amazing thing, right? It does a few things. It shows you care. It shows you want to figure it out, and it shows you're not satisfied with the status quo. And I think that is one of the most phenomenal things that somebody can do, right? And all we want to do is, well, the next step to that is taking your efforts and concentrating them onto one point, right? It's, yeah, I'm gonna drop the mic on that one. All right, so
I have a question.
yes, that was,
Like I always thought that if I do weights,
mm-hmm,
maybe I support better
mm-hmm,
my
yeah,
skeleton,
mm-hmm,
you know? So, but for what things you say, that might not be all, you know, because
mm-hmm,
it might be stability and maybe I'm just doing things wrong to compensate what I've been feeling for so many years. So even because I thought, oh, I just need to do a weight class. That's gonna fix my problems for my back better, my
mm-hmm,
knees better. But it's also stability that I'm just repeating to compensate what's going on in my body.
mm-hmm,
So it wouldn't work. Another thing to add to my list that I
To make
try
it worse.
yeah,
try might not even work.
right, because like, right, because the first step is like maybe we need to fix the stability and the awareness to get you to the point now that to get you to the point where you can build the strength, right? And it's so I think that there's a couple of things with that, right? It's not, it could definitely potentially, like, if you're not prepared for it and you're not ready, it could become something you're like, oh, that might make it worse, right? But I think that inherently, the things that you guys have all been doing aren't wrong, right? And they're not, right? Like, it's not the wrong answer, it's the wrong time for that answer, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not that the lifting wouldn't help you. It's that in that in that time frame that you tried it, it wasn't the time yet. Just like how the swimming and the yoga and all those things kind of helped, but didn't keep it away, it's because it wasn't the time yet. Because first layer, we got to get this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, I keep adding to my list, but not addressing the real
Mm-hmm.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to think like um, the thing that's popping in my head. I'm I don't I'm not like a gun advocate, like big gun person or anything, but like thinking about like a shotgun blast where it's like many different BBs versus like a sniper that's just one to the point. It's like how do we sniper it? Yeah, great question. Statement. I was gonna ask, does anybody else have any other questions before we go to the next step? No? All right. So let's take a couple of minutes. I want to do a quick reflection. We don't have to write it down or anything, but the first one is my body says no when I try to blank. And the second one is I'm afraid it could eventually cost me blank. So I can go first, but if you guys want to spend like a minute just kind of thinking about it, and then I'll go.
The first one was my body says no when.
My body says no when I try to blank, and I'm afraid this could eventually cost me blank. So, for an example, because I already have mine because I've been thinking about this all week, is my body says no. My body says no when I try to lift weights too many days in a row. I'm afraid that this could eventually. All right, you guys ready to get deep? my body says no when I try to lift weights too many days in a row and play rugby in that same week. I'm afraid this could eventually cost me my mental health and my career, because I feel like if I can't work out and I can't live what I'm selling, I won't be the same person, and I won't have the confidence to tell other people or guide other people to the things that they want to do. So for me, that's my why of why I wake up and go to the gym. And some days all I do is my rehab exercises, right? To get to deal with my root cause, right? Which is my left core and left shoulder. Yeah, because I don't want to lose my entire career that I've been working on for the last 20 years. So, all right, enough of me. You guys. And if you don't want to share, that's okay too.
Well, just what's going on right now, I would say my body doesn't know if I try and pick up anything heavy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to babysit my granddaughter who's 6 months old. She's super heavy, and she's going to be needing to be picked up. So not being able to pick her up, get her in and out of the car seat,
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
make sure that I'm afraid that my back is going to go out whenever I do certain things. I'm afraid of that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah. Anybody else? Miley?
My body says no when I tried to. I did some canyoneering over the past 2 weeks, which is jumping into rivers, ravines, waterfalls, and the first few were okay, but after a while, they started to say no. And I guess that made me fearful that if I try to travel in the future, I won't be able to do as much of the exciting things, or even like do hiking. So I don't want that, because I still have a lot of places that I want to go to.
I'll share. So my body says no when I try to do a whole bunch of different things involving my shoulder. Opening doors, sometimes just picking up a teapot, shaking somebody's hand.
Oh, wow.
And then of course it affects my my ability to freely move my body when I'm dancing. And my biggest fear around that is that I would have to stop or limit my dancing, which is a huge joy in my life, and it would just make me incredibly sad to not be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate you sharing. And thank you for sharing. Sorry. Yeah. You want to go or no?
Well, for me, it's so many things that I can get emotional.
Oh, yeah.
That I was doing mountain biking
Oh.
for a while, a couple of years during the pandemic.
Mhm.
Everybody started.
Yeah.
I'm closer to my brother. We started doing it together.
Oh.
But I do clean houses for him,
Mhm.
small business. And over the years, he's been bored, so I went to school to choose another career, and actually I'm quitting this year.
Oh.
End of the year.
Congratulations.
And so I can do other things. But I'm so afraid of doing things like I haven't been going on a hike on Annabelle Park for a long time.
Oh.
I just walk around the neighborhood, and I'm so happy when I'm able to walk further.
Yeah.
Because I can think so much.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid to end up in a wheelchair.
Right. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah. And then, yeah, it's like we all want to keep our lives, right? And like mobility is one of those things that, like, if we don't have it, it's hard and it's scary. And like we're all in different places, right? Like from wanting to keep my career the way it is to like wanting to just go on hikes, hang out with grandkids, to like living your best life and finding your happiness, right? Like I think it's cool. Like it's cool that we all have the same goal of like being able to be the best us we can be. and we're all on this mission together. So I think that's super special. All right. So, you guys ready? Keep it going? More happy stuff? All right. So, who learned something today? All right. Cool. Who had some changes during our tests? Okay. Well, nobody didn't. Or some of us didn't have them in different ones and we had them in others. And then, who still wants to know why they have the restrictions in their body?
I learned a little bit about it, but there's more, I'm sure. Yeah.
Huh. All right, perfect. And what we found was that like we all have mobility issues, and we all found that we have different things that improve it, and we all found that we have different things on this list, right? And we all know that where the pain is the victim, not the culprit. And we also now found out that there's something we can do about it, right? And the problem isn't the mobility. The problem isn't the pain. The problem isn't your effort that you've put in, right? The problem isn't you. The problem is that we haven't found the thing to get you to that next step. We haven't turned the spray into the stream. That's a way better analogy.
Yes.
I like it.
The spray into the stream. We haven't turned the spray into the stream yet. And so I know I told you at the beginning that I was going to have a special offer for you. And it's the first step to figuring out how to consolidate our spray into a stream. Okay? And what I want to, is it okay if I tell you a little bit more about it? Yeah, which I think we're already scheduled. You're already scheduled. Yeah. I think you are too, right? Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. And so basically, I want to. So I'm going to talk to you. And so it's not if you want to kind of continue what you've been doing, right? Like just getting the broad-based things like the sprays, right? If you're open to figuring out how to create a stream, and you want to take the first step to like understanding your specific needs and your specific root cause, and then actually trying to do something about this is going to be perfect for you. Okay? We're going to understand. It's going to help us understand why your symptoms are coming back, why all of the things you have done helped a little, and why some things haven't helped at all. Okay? And it's going to be, it's what we call a discovery visit, right? And we actually set some aside for today. You guys already took 2 spots, but we got 2 more. Now we have 1 more if you say yes. And essentially what we do is we start with a phone call. We're going to listen to all of your story about as much as you can share about what you've tried, your injury history, everything that could be contributing. Oh, hey. Everything that could be contributing, right? And then we'll have you come in for a free 1-hour visit where we put you through an in-depth customized assessment where we look at your full body and take into consideration everything we've talked about in your history, right? And that's going to help us explain the contributors to what's going on with your knee and your back, okay? And once we do that, we can give you insight on what the next appropriate step would be. All right, perfect. Well, as soon as we're done here, Miley will get you signed up for the call and the appointment. Does that work for you? All right, awesome. So before we close out and I ask if you guys have any more questions, I just want to say just a couple of things. Like mobility is not just a stretching problem, right? It's why your body is saying no. It's not about why can't I do this? It's not about why does this hurt? Why is this going on? It's why does my body telling me to not do this in the moment? And that's what we want to figure out, right? Because if we can understand the why behind something not working, we can actually get to the meat and potatoes, so to speak, right? The good part. All right. So I wanted to say thank you guys. I really appreciate your time. I'm humbled. Y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but you decided to come hang out with Miley and myself. And we're appreciative of it. And thank you for the opportunity to allow us to do this and allow me to speak. So thank you. And a round of applause for yourselves for actually putting in some effort and
Good job
being,
for showing up.
yes, showing up, being vulnerable, putting in the effort. So thank you. Does anyone have any questions before?
No, just thank you for, I was hesitant. I go to church
Uh-huh. Oh,
on Sunday morning, but I say, I gotta, because of my, like doubting, the part of doubting that really something can help me. And I shouldn't do it. One more thing, what if not, what if, but I
yeah.
like the things that I saw on Instagram,
Yeah.
like talking, I'm always wanting to know there's so much more than just pain. Pain is not that. I
Yeah.
keep hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of like doubting that that's not it,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I say, okay, it's not gonna hurt me to try.
Yeah. Wow. I appreciate you putting in the effort. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for trusting
Thank
us.
you. Thank you for having this space.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You're very welcome.
It's great to have, because you're like, you've had a wide net, you've just thrown everything out there, you don't know what's working, so to be able to narrow it down and that's the focus.
Yeah.
It's worth being here, worth you, I think,
Yeah.
having that approach.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks. Well, hi, I'm Dr.
Hi,
Aaron.
I'm sorry I'm late. I couldn't find parking.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's your name?
Deborah.
Deborah. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, this is Dr. Miley. So we actually just finished.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. But we can chat after and
Okay.
I can answer any questions you
Okay.
have. And Dr. Miley is here as well. All right, guys. So thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Look forward to speaking with you
It's
tomorrow.
11:30. It's 11.
Yeah, it ended at 11. Oh, it was
Started
10.
at 10. Oh my goodness.
And it ended at 11.
I had the wrong time. I've written it down in my calendar wrong.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I am sorry. My fault.
It's okay. We'll fill you. We'll give you the cliff notes.
Okay.
All right. And then, all right. So thank you guys.
All right,
I look forward to seeing you soon. And then Betsy, if you
Thank
want to.
you.
Yeah.
Let me just put on my shoes.
All right.
I'm
Hi.
so sorry.
It's all right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
See you
Nice to meet you.
tomorrow.
Nice to meet you, Spa.
Yeah. What brings
Well,
yeah, what's going on?
I was at the Pilates studio and signed up for this because about a year ago,
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
I was tripped by a student at school.
Thank you.
Broke my
Okay, bye.
hand, my wrist.
Bye. Have a good one,
And
Janet.
pulled out the root of the
Basti or
meniscus of
Basty?
my knee.
Oh no.
So what I'm looking for,
Okay,
I'm going to
so
have a knee replacement.
let's see. So we always start with a phone call first.
Gotcha. You want to prep for the surgery.
Yeah.
Day
And you've
of
been
the
to
week.
physical
Does tomorrow
therapy.
work for you for a
Okay.
phone call?
Cool. And then, how was the physical therapy?
Not good.
Okay. Okay. Can you?
It was I was very disgusted with the whole process.
Oh no. Why?
My hand was good.
Okay.
My hand and my wrist were good. I went to Dr. Masur, who's
I
a
have
very,
sometime like
very
after
well-known hand
11:30
hand
till
surgeon in Santa Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
For my knee,
and then after 4 p.m. too.
Okay.
they sent me
And
to
then your
Select
email,
PT.
basticcordero30@gmail.
Yes.
Oh.
And then what is a good
Basically,
phone number?
707.
Working with two people at a time
396.
and put you on the recumbent bike for a while, which I know is good for loosening you up, and then
And since I have
a
you,
few
when is your date of birth?
exercises, But
1017.
but the tenor of the whole place was off.
Just like not good.
Not good.
Okay. And then and did you
So
get any change from it
tomorrow,
or
No.
just nothing?
I can't.
good time for a phone call,
But,
12:30
know,
p.m.
I came in.
Okay,
I'm
let
72,
me
so
put
I have
that
arthritis.
there.
Mm-hmm.
That should take about 20 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Just from
And then for the visit, I can get that on.
so
I have some
that's
time this week
pre-existing
on Thursday, either
fall,
morning or
I ended up with
afternoon.
hands in both knees, mostly on this hand and this. And this knee, I think
If it's
what
in
it
the
did was
afternoon,
finally
it will
shifted
have to
the
be
lower
after
bones
3
off
p.m.
the femur.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the
Okay.
X-ray, you could
What
see
about
the bone,
3:30?
Mm-hmm.
you know, the
2:30?
little
3:30?
knobs.
3:30?
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
perfect.
So that's one thing I
There.
do Pilates.
And those will
Mhm.
both be
I'm
with
really
myself,
strong.
okay?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm very
But,
excited to hear all
but
the
this knee,
things
I
and
can't walk on it
what's
very
going
much. I can
on.
walk, you know, to do
Yeah, I actually see a chiropractor,
Painful.
Yeah.
and
Where's your pain?
it got
Well, it
better.
depends,
Good.
right?
But I
This
just
morning
keep
it was
on
coming
going,
from the
every
top,
time
but
Yeah.
typically it's down.
How often do you
Okay.
go?
There's a propylene cyst in the back.
It
Oh,
It's quite
okay.
depends.
large.
You know, sometimes I'm doing fine,
I've
and
looked at
just
the
out of the
x-rays,
blue,
but
my body
I
gets
didn't
so.
bring them with
I
me.
can
Oh, that's
tell
okay.
when it's inflammation because
But
that's a big part of the pain. I try
Dr.
not to eat
Nissen?
sugars
Mhm.
because when I eat them, I can feel my body of coffee.
Now,
So, but I can feel when
Um,
it's unaligned.
he's going to
So
be the surgeon.
I can go
do a-
maybe
what is
once
that
a
shot?
month or every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
If I'm too bad, every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've been sharing with
Mhm.
him like it would be great to have something like
I'm
this.
not
Yeah.
in a terrible amount of pain. I mean,
And I
hurt
told
my
him
knees
about the
before
place in
where I
Fremont. And he said,
Um,
yeah, I'm thinking to
and it
do
was
something
this
like
knee,
that. He's on
and I've
Kilburn,
driven to
Oh,
Austin,
okay.
Texas,
like all the
and
way
back,
to
yes.
Kilburn.
Is it Dr. Darwin?
And for
Yes.
some
Okay,
reason,
yeah, I love
that-
Dr. Darwin.
that didn't do
Love
it.
that.
Yeah, I could tell you that. I can tell you why.
I
My
think they're
friend
at an odd
recommended
It's
angle.
yep, and it's the sitting,
was
and
feeling
what
a little
happens is
bad.
your knees start
Yeah.
to go out, the
Okay.
tendons here tighten
And
up.
so
it
now
starts
what's
to
the
pull.
the biggest problem for you?
I've
The
had those
biggest
problems
pain?
before.
But
I think it's my back. It's
Mhm.
not my because I always say the knees
so
are
I've
my
been
problem.
kind of
But
doing
when
my
I'm
thing, and I
walking,
usually
and I can
it's
be just walking like 5 minutes and then start hurting so much.
Down into the hip,
but after
down the leg.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
much that
Gotcha.
I have to slow down and just
So,
go
you know,
home
the
in bed, and
main
then
thing
I
is
get
because
a
I'm
move
more
so I
dominant,
can get
and that was
rid of
my
the
first concern.
stiffness, and it helps a little bit.
Mhm.
But I think
Now I have
it's my
arthritis in
back
it. I have a
problem.
displaced
Okay.
fracture.
We'll see
Oh yeah, I can see it.
on Thursday.
Yeah, boxer
Okay,
fracture.
That's,
thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you. And the bathroom's over there if you need to use it. Okay.
too long
Okay.
to get the CT scan.
Okay.
Then
Take
they
care.
say, oh, it's not operable. Oh, yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Turns out
It's
they
Angelica's, yeah.
didn't want to do anything. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's
But
fine.
broke my wrist, pinky, and right there.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I have. The first bone in the wrist. This one is a